voice whisper, the maracas sway. A heartbeat rhythm to start the day. Sweet like candy, sweet and light. Twinkling stars in the morning bright. Oh, sugar in the breeze, it's all I need. A little love, a little speed. Dancing through this caramel sky. Catch the rhythm, let it fly. A trumpet flares, it calls my name. The melody plays a winking game. Soft as silk, yet sharp as glass. Moments like these, they never pass. Such a dreams and pixel streams, a fusion of sounds, surreal it seems. Afro-Cuban beats with future flow. A technicolor samba, don't you know? Sugar in the breeze, it's all I need. A little love, a little speed. Dancing through this caramel sky. Catch the rhythm, let it fly. With every beat, the world's anew. A kaleidoscope of sound and hue. So take my hand, don't miss the chance. Let's lose ourselves in this sweet romance.
The saga, Dominion of the North, is coming to an end. What started as a minor conflict in the Hillsbrad foothills turned into a campaign for dominance and resources in northern parts of the Eastern Kingdom. There in the old lands of Arathi and Lordaeron, the conflict quickly escalated as the Horde tried to seize resources from South Shore en route to Airy Peak. As the Alliance and Horde clung desperately to the resources of the land, the Horde suffered a terrible defeat. The grass hills of the Arathi Basin were showered with blood. In the end, the survivors of the battle were able to gather some well-needed resources, but it was never enough for the Horde. As Alliance caravans moved supplies back to Ironforge, the Horde was lying in wait for them. Thandol's Span once again became a battlefield. At first it seemed as though the Alliance were going to win. They had pinned down the Horde from both sides. But the Horde would not break so easily. They stood their ground and the Alliance fell, one by one. When the Horde pushed back and managed to turn the battle in their favor, the last dwarf was thrown screaming from the cliffs, and the hard-won supplies were brought back to Taran Mill. Now, as the Horde has regained their position in the north, they must prevent the Alliance from rebuilding their footholds. Led by the Blood Hunters, loyal disciples of the Dark Lady and supporters to the Kor Kron Way, the Horde is planning a siege on Ironforge. The shadows will cover the snow-laden lands of Dun Morog as the orcs plot the destruction of dwarven machines of war stationed near the borders of the wetlands. They intend to block the machines from moving north, but also create an opening for the Blackrock orcs to enter Dun Morog. Then they wish to turn their war band towards Keranos, where they plan to destroy the Tinker workshops outside the town and crush the dwarven forges. The orcs shall allow no weapons to pass to Ironforge. Last but not least, They will begin their attack on the kingdom beneath the mountain. Their goal is to send a message.
Do not aid the Airy Peak ever again. Do not set foot outside of South Shore. Do not enter the North. These lands now belong to the Horde.
The Alliance has but one opportunity to prevent disaster. Find the Horde's base of operations within the Alliance homelands and wipe them out. All of them. Beware the shadows of the siege.
This was a paid guild advertisement. To get your own, head over to the donation rewards page and pick up an Everlook airtime voucher today.
Hello everyone, welcome to stream for a very special occasion. We are going to be viewing the carnage of the Chapter 4 of the World PvP event that's been put on by Kor Kron Enforcers. Oh, did I just turn up my own volume? I did. Yeah, that's good. So, there's, we got some stuff to cover. The event starts on the hour, so by my measuring, we still have half an hour. We're gonna say hello to everyone, touch on a couple things. We're gonna go over the history of the event, maybe listen to that radio ad one more time. Great work, by the way. I believe that was, I think, yeah, Sonny told me it was Ploxin, who you might see in chat as Larazia or Ploxin, depending on which which chat interface you'll see them in stream. They also might just be too focused on the siege right now. So I'm very excited. Oh yeah, yes, you're out, Kangren. I got the hair out today. I got the hair out. Very excited for this event, though. This started back in August, and I didn't get to see Chapter 1 or 2. Of course, Chapter 3 we did stream here live, so if you saw that, we're in for a good one. If you do play on Tel'abim, you've probably seen the Tel'abim world chat blow up with this kind of stuff, and if you've seen even Tel'abim General on the Discord, plenty of smack talking back and forth going around. Let's see, I did have a couple news items. Just a couple quick things. Just a couple palate cleansers before we really get into the fight, Naturally, I didn't have my browser up. Oh, I did. Look at that. One thing I want to point out to people, if you are a fishing enthusiast like myself, I just bumped into this today on the Reddit. User Drayscore93 made an add-on that allows you to one-click from your fishing pole to your weapon. If you're a fisher like me, you know how useful this is, especially if you have the Fishing Buddy add-on, because it keybind. If you have Fishing Buddy enabled, your right-click becomes your casting, which is great until you have to go talk to an NPC or something like attacks you. Literally, all this does is allow you to have your switch between your fishing rod and your weapon setup, and that's all it does. Little quality of life thing. I wanted to give them a shout out. I saw this on Reddit today. I had to point it out, and it does work with Fishing Buddy according to the author. So shouts out to them. And this is more of a public service announcement, as I am I'm married to a priest main, so I understand the struggle with this. This person at Acceptable 3300 was kind of complaining because every time they do Ubers, they can't seem to get anyone to do the boss they need for their tier 0. All I want to say is, I want to make it abundantly clear that if you have a priest in an Ubers, the polite thing to do is just say, hey, do you need your tier 0? This is one of those bosses that no one ever grabs because it's kind of a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing. It's not difficult, mind you. At this point in time, I don't know if they're going to redesign it, but just ask. It's okay. It doesn't take that much time. If you have a Skinner, they'll definitely be down because it's lots of free Black Dragon scales. So, just be kind. Just be kind and ask. Let's see. Hello, Raukangren. Sonic. Hello, Lizzie Babs. I know I have plenty of other lurkers here from Tel'abim who are going to be watching. We are right now, I'm flying over this part of, what's this zone called? Dunmorrow, right? Believe it or not, this is where the event's going to start. And there are some little treats, little things put in by the RPGMs. I've been told, I think it was Zorazar that did it, but as always, the RPGMs are killing it. I did see some of the stuff. We'll get there when we get there. Let's see. So back to the unfolding story here. So, Chapter 1 happened in August 13th, and this was more of an open battlefield world PvP situation between the Horde and the Alliance. And as I understand it, the Alliance handily won this competition. Pretty basic struggle here. You had the Alliance and the Horde fighting over the Terran Mill region, essentially, for resources. The Horde lost, and I believe that changed how Chapter 2 went. The fight for the Arathi Basin. This particular chapter took place entirely in battlegrounds, and Sunny took essentially every single scorecard from Arathi Basin during a certain period of time and tallied up not just the victories, because the victories weren't the point, the resources were. So, every competition mattered for the basis of the end tally. And as you can see, it looks like the Horde had about a 10k lead over the Alliance. So they won that pretty handily. So, we had gone back and forth. I think this happened in October. Yeah, there it is, October 9th, which was an Arathi Basin day. The next chapter, with the one we covered here, essentially emboldened by the resource win, the Horde pushed further south towards wetlands, and there's the Thandal span. The Horde were trying to push through, and the Alliance was trying to hold off the Horde from overtaking the bridge, because that meant, in the narrative, that meant they could take their resources and bring them further south, deeper into Alliance territory. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it after this stream. We did, I want to say close to a month ago, we did a whole stream on it. It was good fun. It was a surprisingly tight competition. The Alliance pretty much stalemated the Horde on the bridge for most of it. And there was a counterattack on the parallel bridge that the Horde were able to get around and then get behind the Alliance and disrupt their healers, which allowed the Horde to push through. And that was a good time. So definitely check that out. But now we're on Chapter 4. And that's today. So, following the big victory on the Thandal span, the Horde forces have taken this momentum and pushed further south, and that's going to bring them right into Dunmorrow, essentially. And this isn't a simple, hey everyone, let's agree to have a siege of Ironforge at this time. No. I've talked to Sunny a little bit about what's going on with this event. This is actually a capture the objective thing. So right here, you'll see the objectives that need to be captured. Captured means they need to be held for 5 minutes without interruption from the Alliance. If they hold it, a bomb will go off. I've seen graphics for all this stuff too. So if you want to see those graphics and stuff, I generally don't want to show Discord off because someone could post something really crazy, and I just don't want to do that. But there's gonna be little graphics. I think I think Sunny even sent me some. Let me see if I can show you guys an example of this. Yes. So I'm not joking. Like each point will have like an amount of time that the Horde has to hold it off from an Alliance counterattack, and then should that happen, although yep, it's right there. Oh wait, where'd I put my browser? I just thought I said. Oh, there it is. So they have to get all 4 points captured, and they have to detonate them in order to actually properly push into Ironforge. And there are, much like a Super, I don't know if anyone knows this, it's like in Super Bowls, you know how like they print t-shirts for both sides to win so they can hand them out right away? I'm sure like other sports events do this too. But I've seen graphics for either a Horde or an Alliance victory. Very, very fun stuff. I'm excited. Those are the stakes we got. If you showed up at the very beginning of stream, I played, believe it or not, a radio ad that was that has been playing. I believe Ploxin like cashed in a radio voucher, and there's some like voice acted, like essentially a hype script for this. So I'll play that right before the event so we can get right into it. Yep, Sunny said they're going to be tracking the bombs. Yep, I was going to take a little look. Hopefully it doesn't spoil much, Sunny, but I want to take a little look. We have the eye in the sky here. We have the Vrograg cam right here. We're going to take a look around and see what we can see. So this is where they're going to enter from. Who's that? Yeah. There might be a couple extra NPCs and stuff. Oh, can I actually change my speed? I think I can. Mod speed. What if I just went at 2? Okay, it does let me mod the speed. So this is the route they'll have to take. Dark Tifa says, shout out to my friend Rag, best Horde lover in the realm. I can't wait for my chat to become a place where smack talk goes back and forth. It's kind of cool, like it's the quiet before the storm. And where's that map? I have to make sure I refer to that map. Not this one. This one? Yeah. So, I think it's in Karanos where the second bomb's going to go off. All right. Hello, Outpost. Speaking of lurking, where's my favorite lurker fishing extravaganza? Oh, you know, I haven't fired that up in so long. I wouldn't do it for this one. This one's about Tel'abim and their narrative event. I wouldn't want, like, a pivotal moment to be ruined by, like, oh my god, someone caught an inflatable Thunder Fury. I do have, I've had some people, I think they knew who they are, that have encouraged me to play some Warcraft 2 at some point. Once this event's over, I think I'll actually have a little bit of time to actually look at doing that and getting that stream up. So be on the lookout for that, because I think that might actually be something that'd be pretty fun. I did play, the last time I played Warcraft 2 was, let's just say it was last century. Second bomb is at the Tinker place outside of Karanos. Take a look there. Okay, I will. Hello. Oh, now that I've slowed myself down. There it is. Now, this battle is going to be going over a pretty wide area. There is a chance, good chance, I'm going to miss something. It's just part of the job, you know? Trying to cover something, then you miss something, then someone's like, oh, why'd you miss this thing? Now, this is the Tinker area. I don't do enough delving into this area to know if there's something that doesn't belong. Are reclamation guards normal? Because I don't know if they added them after Gnomish Reclamation Center went up. Oh yeah, sure. Oliver, I can throw that up real quick. Let me see if I can just get that. Oh, really? Okay, so these are added reclamation guards as well as the walls. I thought that looked a little off, but I'm like, I'm not sure because I don't really play gnomes. I bet you Lizzie Babs would know immediately. Personal server? If by personal you mean private, and if by private you mean Turtle WoW, then yes. But I've been playing Turtle WoW for so long. I've been doing news and community stuff. They granted me a media GM. So I get to fly around and look at things. You damn right, Oliver. Look at their health. Can someone translate for me in PvP if that's a lot? I mean, 8.6... I mean, that's not nothing. I feel like that's more than a normal... Actually, hold on. Because I know, like, Vrograg, like, I've soloed, like, guards before, right? 8,000's nothing to sneeze at. You thought they were stronger? Could you imagine being, like, a new player and showing up and having this happen? You'd be like, oh, no! You mistaken that with some other guards added? Well, I'll make sure to take a look at, whenever I'm looking, I'll take a look at the health, too, if I can. Yeah, because I know the Mountaineer guards are normally here, and that seems about right. So this is going to be a capture point, I do believe. And according to this, just over the hill, I guess. So that's... Okay, we'll take a look there. I don't want to spoil everything, but at the same time, I'm curious to know what the RPGMs have been up to. Right about this way. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Some of this does look new, I think. I don't remember this many Ironforge guards outside Karanos. And then, of course, the Ironforge gates. I'm not going to spoil that, because I did actually do an initial flyover there. So, I want the players, when they go there, to figure it out for themselves. But we're going to start over where the battle should start. Make sure I got the map right. All right, so yeah, it's that northern passage right there. Oops, hello. That's right, Ed, we got the hair down. I try to remain neutral in my reporting, but, you know, I do mostly play Horde, so I don't know, maybe something about that made me want to put my hair down. Thank you, Ed, I appreciate the subs. Thank you. Yeah, I took a nice long shower yesterday. Maybe not all of you can relate with this, but if you have longer hair, you know what it's like to have a good hair day. And when I was getting ready today, just like waking up, I took my hair out. I'm like, damn, hair's looking kind of good today. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna let it down. We're gonna let it down. Let everyone see it. And for all of those of you out there aging like me, but not balding, I want you to know that I grow my hair long for you. And I recognize your brave sacrifice of having no hair. Someone's got to do it. All right, so just so everyone knows again, the event proper starts on the hour. This should be the first capture point. I don't know if anything else is on the other side here. We'll take a quick fly through. I imagine the horde would be gathering here. Oh, would you look at that? This looks a little bit more beefed up, no? Yeah, I think this is going to be our first point of contact. So we'll actually fly here. Oh, that's a lot more NPCs than I'm used to. Hold on, can I? Yeah. Who we got here? Manlit Marine, shouts out to you. Godspeed. Just so people know, too, I do, if you know anything about how GMs work, there's GM mode on and GM mode off. So if I have GM mode on, I could see all stealth things. I could see all of the, resurrection angels and stuff like that. You'll notice that I have GM mode off right now. That does mean I could technically get targeted. I wouldn't die, so I'm going to try to stay out of combat, but the reason I'm doing that is so that I don't accidentally see people stealthing around. And, that way I don't give any unfair advantage to those who are slinking around. As a rogue enthusiast, I mean, I would never want to betray my rogue kindred like that. Holy buddy. We had a GM pull meth. I remember seeing that and being so confused. Especially because I think meth was like bugging out, and then like someone, I think like the raid leader or someone from the raid like put in a ticket but didn't tell anyone else. And then the GM was trying to like fix it and then finally fixed it. And then there were other people from the raid who were going like, I can't believe a GM pulled. And then I remember looking at the tickets because, like, I looked into it, make sure everything was on the up and up, and I saw the tickets. I was like, "You guys asked for that? What?" It was funny. It's just funny that there was people that didn't know that were in the raid that there was a ticket made. Shouts out, by the way, to the GMs. Love the GMs. In fact, I just had to deal with a contentious ticket recently when I did an AQ40. The little PSA: if you're doing AQ40 and you're doing the bug trio, be very careful that you don't tank too far into the walls. If you do, you might run into an issue where I think the little red one, what's that? Is that Kree? Kree can just vanish, and I saw that happen. He vanished from our combat and then popped up later after we killed the boss, right? Like, all three were dead. All three of their corpses vanished. And so I had to put in a ticket. And it was funny because the GM's like, do you have any pictures? I'm like, I could take a picture of a completely cleared out bug room. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. We got a whole gang here. I see a whole bunch of alliance fill in the area, ready to put out a counterattack. The event hasn't started yet, so I don't know how this is all going to work, but I think this is going to be the first line of defense. I was going to add like a little bit of a music switch up here. In case you missed it, in case you haven't heard it on the radio, I'm going to play it once more. This is the promo ad, so everyone knows what's going on with this big event. That's not what that is. What am I looking for? Where did I put it? Oh, no. Did I move it down here? Oh, I know. Oh, hold on. I know what I did with it. Just gonna copy that and bring that over here. There it is. And then...
The saga, Dominion of the North, is coming to an end. What started as a minor conflict in the Hillsbrad foothills turned into a campaign for dominance and resources in northern parts of the Eastern Kingdom. There in the old lands of Arathi and Lordaeron, the conflict quickly escalated as the Horde tried to seize resources from South Shore en route to Airy Peak. As the Alliance and Horde clung desperately to the resources of the land, the Horde suffered a terrible defeat. The grass hills of the Arathi Basin were showered with blood. In the end, the survivors of the battle were able to gather some well-needed resources, but it was never enough for the Horde. As Alliance caravans moved supplies back to Ironforge, the Horde was lying in wait for them. Thandol's Span once again became a battlefield. At first it seemed as though the Alliance were going to win. They had pinned down the Horde from both sides. But the Horde would not break so easily. They stood their ground and the Alliance fell, one by one. When the Horde pushed back and managed to turn the battle in their favor, the last dwarf was thrown screaming from the cliffs, and the hard-won supplies were brought back to Taran Mill. Now, as the Horde has regained their position in the north, they must prevent the Alliance from rebuilding their footholds. Led by the Blood Hunters, loyal disciples of the Dark Lady and supporters to the Kor Kron Way, the Horde is planning a siege on Ironforge. The shadows will cover the snow-laden lands of Dun Morog as the orcs plot the destruction of dwarven machines of war stationed near the borders of the wetlands. They intend to block the machines from moving north, but also create an opening for the Blackrock orcs to enter Dun Morog. Then they wish to turn their war band towards Keranos, where they plan to destroy the Tinker workshops outside the town and crush the dwarven forges. The orcs shall allow no weapons to pass to Ironforge. Last but not least, they will begin their attack on the kingdom beneath the mountain. Their goal is to send a message.
Do not aid the Airy Peak ever again. Do not set foot outside of South Shore. Do not enter the north. These lands now belong to the Horde.
The Alliance has but one opportunity to prevent disaster. Find the Horde's base of operations within the Alliance homelands and wipe them out. All of them. Beware the shadows of the siege.
Shout out once again to the voice actors and the radio staff that made that happen. And shout out, I believe again it was Ploxin who made that. I believe I also have some more chill music before the battle gets started. And then I actually have some music I'll play for when the battle is reaching its pitch. I was in the AI labs making it all happen. Unfortunately, because I have GM mode off, I cannot decipher what the yells are coming from the Alliance that say. I could read them. We are currently all the way up here, which I think is supposed to be the first place of contest. Because, yeah, this is Loch Madan. I think I saw a bunch of Alliance go down this way. We're going to check out if there's already battle out this way. Well, this looks like where we're going to find our first contest. There's not much in the way of help from NPCs. Let's see if I can fly up and around and see what else we can see on the other side. Is that how that works? I think that is, yeah, that is how that works. I see Rue75 saying total horde death. All right. A lot of Alliance patrols out this way. There's some Dragon Maw NPCs. They have to come up in this way? Hold on, where am I? Where am I? Yeah, no, they have to come in through... Yeah, they come in through this way, right? So it'll be quite a trek. It does look like the Alliance is already laying in wait. I mean, I'm sure they knew that anyway. That's not exactly like advance notice. Some Alliance already waiting out here too. I think like thematically they have to come in through this spot. By the way, if for some reason though, like I missed a big contingent of Horde that are already fighting, just let me know. But the event isn't starting. Well, it's gonna start in like a minute. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Best of luck to all those that are gonna be participating. I'm gonna put GM on just so I can translate what they're saying. As I see like a bunch of gibberish essentially. I am tempted to do a teleport straight to wherever Sunny is. I don't think that would help. That would just give away the Horde location. They have to come in this way, though. I'm pretty sure. All right. I got word that from Sunny that they just started writing. It looks like there's some people that are ranging out. I will also try to keep an eye on the Discord, because I think any updates are going to be posted over there. I'm sure there's going to be lots of smack talking in the general of Tel'abim as well. I do see the notification from the 4th chapter has started in the Discord. From Hammerfall. Am I doing something wrong? Nice view of Hammerfall. Like, am I not... I mean, I'd assume they'd have to ride in from this way. Are they not coming from here? Okay, all right. I was like psyching myself out. I'm like, oh no, I messed up. I got confirmation. Sunny's saying, nope. It is a bit of a ride. It's true. I'm like, if you're a Horde, to get here, it's pretty much you have to go to Arathi. And then you have to ride down. It is a bit of a ride because you have to clear all the way from here, down, and then all the way down here. So it is a bit of a ride. There's really no other quicker way to get there. Okay, I see people saying, yep, they are coming. I'm going to start... Tifa, I'm not going to show the RP ride. We really need a spy. Tifa, I'm glad your shitposting reputation precedes you. I'm here to cover the battle. Wherever the battle may happen. That special RP ride for the Horde coming in, that's special. That's between them. Which music did I have changed? I have to make sure I have the right music. It's not this one. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Okay. Fair enough, Dark Tifa. Fair enough. Yeah, the big event yesterday was the Ambershire Lava swim team suddenly appeared. That happened while I was at work. I got a bunch of pings. People were going like, do you know what happened? Is it really a rogue GM? And I'm like, no, it's not. You have no idea. Like, every single command and input I put while even I'm on a GM account, it's like mega logged. It was not a GM. Okay, looks like we got some contact here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at this absolute unit of a war host. I see some... Oh, by the way, I love this mount. I want that mount one day. All right, they're pushing in. Pretty uncontested here. I'm going to put my GM mode back off. So I don't see any stealthers. I see a bunch of yells. Sunny saying, prepare yourself, they're on the other side. I also see a coded message being sent out. Wow, they actually have coded messages going on. Hello, Eltina Papas. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the War Correspondence. I'm Vrograg for president. I mean, listen, if I meet a Vrograg, he's my president. Wow, there's even more hordes showing up. I love planes running. Planes running is so good. All right, let's see. They go up and over, I'm pretty sure. I thought that was someone from the Alliance. I'm like, how'd they get over there? The trail of soldiers pouring in. And this is why I wanted to make sure I had GM mode turned off, because I know this is a very ripe opportunity for rogues to be stealth, and I didn't want to see them and give that away. Oh, Skull Flame Shield. I was trying to follow you. All right. And then this one's up and over again. Up, I saw some contact back there. Oh boy. Hold on to your clients. Oh wow. Okay, no more of the gentle music. We're gonna get to. That's going to be a hard spot to capture. That's a pretty thoroughly defended area right there. That's a nasty choke point. And, I mean, it's not like the Horde can really easily get around to disrupt the backline. Yes, you did, Pedro. You did come at the right time. Yeah, I could see about that. I don't know if it's gonna track only one faction for me though, Tifa. Wetlands. So if this is just Horde, I'm assuming, because I don't see any Paladins. Oh no, I do see. Well, I see this Paladin. That's weird. I mean, this also is not 45. Also, that's just wetlands. If I do, what zone am I actually in right now? Oh, I'm in Loch Madon, so I have to do Loch. There's a lot. I can only display 50. But it's saying there's 1,700 people found, and I find that hard to believe that there's 1,700 just here for this. Yeah. I think I am seeing both sides, but I mean, that can't be right? There can't be 1,700 people just in this zone. Yeah, I know there's way more than 50, but I mean, the who command I just did was who lock, which is just showing Lock Modan, right? And it's showing 1,782 people. Lots of carnage out here. Yeah, I'm thinking, 17, 18, server info. Let's see. According to this, yep, that is server pop right now. No, I did server info, and that confirmed that was server pop. But I do want to say that I've seen more coded messages. Like, I know that they're not people speaking a different language. I can't translate it. Like, I'm actually seeing numbers get typed out. I don't know what it means. Oh, I did see a chain lightning come through. That means they might try to start poking. All right, we're seeing some melee come in. They got to pay the price though. They have to pay the AoE price of what was that, Rain of Fire and Blizzard. We see some traps, so we know there's people coming through now. All right, I'm less concerned about seeing stealth people here, so I'm gonna type this on, see if I can translate some of what's being said. I know it. I love when they get that deep into it that they have spies. Also, is being on top of the gates, is that safe spotting? I mean, it's not a battleground, but I wonder. Yep, Donker, it's working, thank you. Also, shout out to Donker. One of the holders of the Karaji mount from the AQ40 Gates opening event. So, obviously, a VIP and a veteran of the server. Dark Tifa says, there are always spies. Yeah, true. Alright, I'm seeing a warlock. A couple warlocks here lock onto some people. Safe spotting is allowed in world PvP. I assumed as much. I'm just like, I see these people up here and I'm like, that doesn't seem fair. But then it's world PvP, so I mean, it is what it is. Also, they have healers up there. It's not just, sorry. I mean, if they watch a stream, they could see for themselves. They know what they are, but I thought it would just be like mages and warlocks up there. I was wrong. It does look like the AoE is thinning out a little bit. Now, this contest could go on for a while, because this is a pretty hard spot to hold. I'm sorry, rather, it's a spot that's well defended, and it will be difficult to break. I see Meow says, you shall not pass. Mogul Lane says, go back from whence you came. And then Raffle says, oranges. I saw a call for all in, go, go. I wonder what that could mean. I'm saying based on the carnage I'm seeing, I think that was a horde call. I see some tranquilities getting popped. I'm glad that I'm staying still so my client doesn't melt. Oh yeah, no, I mean, absolutely, Dark Tifa. The Horde has an uphill fight, both literally and figuratively, to get even into Dunmorrow. The Alliance had all the warning they could possibly have. They're ready. They drew up their own battle plans. The people from the Horde, even though they had a longer trek, they definitely had their own planning. I believe there are specific rules about summoning and graveyard stuff. That's all in the rules. I know to the world PvP enthusiasts, that stuff will really matter, or like change how things are balanced. But it did seem like Sunny wanted fair play, so that's good. It seems like the Alliance is held for now. Well, I mean, the thing is, Holy, that, I mean, it's world PvP. Things are gonna happen. I mean, honestly, Callum, I can show you, but it's gonna be a lot of particle effects and not a lot else. You see what I mean? Like, it's like a tube of toothpaste. It's very similar on both ends. The other one, I at least had a little bit of a room to kind of show more. Yeah, this is the Horde POV. You're in a tunnel. Zugor says, need a Death Knight to grab them. If only. You know you're on the Horde side because you see all the power mullets here. Look at all the mullets on the male Taurens. Look at these mullets. These things are crazy. I mean, also because you see the healing noodles. When you see the healing noodles, you know. I'm hearing calls for hold the door, Hodor. Someone more in character says break their bones. Brain Frost says push or no push. Retchiki says for the Alliance. Bent says for the Alliance. Put on PvP, you cowards. Are there people that aren't flagged? I mean, I don't know if I could like quickly be able to tell if someone is or isn't flagged. Seizure warning, I guess? Stop using my name says, I mean, don't know if this was the place where we are supposed to fight. Well, I mean, I don't know if blue walling's happening, but I could take a look. I don't know exactly how I'd be able to tell. I'll look for someone that's just healing, right? How can I tell if they are? I'll look for a couple healers. Because healing while blue walling's the most effective, right? I see PvP on most of the healers I've clicked on so far. Jenkshubs, the mages will run out of mana eventually. Then the Horde strikes. Not even that bad of a strategy. Healers are on top. Well, there's other healers too. I was just checking other healers. Yeah, I don't see any blue walling happening. I mean, there could be that I'm just not seeing. It's super hard to tell when there's this many players. What is Is Lochmadon... that's Alliance held, right? So I guess you could have it. Oh, I know how to distinguish. I think I'd have to go into I have like nameplates turned off. I don't want to show my own name. Okay, yep. Sunny is saying that there were some blue names, but it's been fixed. Also, I mean, like, if you, like, AFK'd or, like, logged off in this area and then you logged on, you might automatically be deflagged. All you have to do is jump into combat, you'll get into PvP. Player names on the left. Let me see if I can... Oh, thank you. Okay, we'll take a look. If I see any blue names... Yeah, see, I don't see any blue names. I can maybe keep this on so we have a good feel of who's who. Will this show red? If I have... oh, sorry. Seizure warning. Okay. See, look. There's a blue name right there. From Watch Yourself. Oh, look at that. There are some more blue names. Well, well, well. Name and shame them. Super Sage. Memka. Botan. Colleen. Tucking Payo. Donker? Of all people. Wow. A lot of blue names from the Alliance SMH. Of course, I'm going to stir the pot a little bit. Pacemon. Also, like, if a warrior's blue name, like, what are they going to do? But, you know. Lods, Pods, BM. Most of the people that are in the mix, I mean, I think there are some, like this person right here. Shame. Dog breath. He's healing. He's a blue name. Like, a lot of the blue names I saw are people on the edges that weren't really participating. Who is that? Exported Tree. Also shaming the Alliance. Who is this? Slimassa. Also shaming the Alliance. Also, I mean, as a rogue, like, again, what can you really do? But the casters that are blue names, like, that's kind of wide. That's wild. I'm seeing coded messages again. This time it's all one character. I don't know what that means. Lemon soda, putting characters I didn't even know existed in chat. Look at this. Look at this person right here. Wait, who is it? Derwin from Aftershock. Showing... Shame. Derwin. Alright, you're not really participating. I'll name and shame him. So, Jenkshub, you are ordinarily... There are certain maps that are in your faction's control. I believe they're called Sanctuary. And if you stay there long enough, you'll deflag. It's just an old artifact from how Vanilla WoW works. It's not the best, and it does create problems for world PvP. The best you can do is shame the people that are participating. Exactly. This is a starter zone for the Alliance, so it counts as a sanctuary zone. Again, the vast majority I'm seeing, like, there are a couple people, but I mean, I'm seeing like 95% of the people here are flagged. I'm seeing someone say, want to sell Essence of Water, 3 gold each. Is that expensive on this server? Damn. Looks like the AoE is lighting up. I actually see some Alliance people poking their head into the gate. People sitting in the middle of battle. Yeah, I think the Alliance doesn't feel as challenged right now. It could also be that the Horde wants to regroup a little bit and figure out a strategy. It could be that they want to draw them into the tunnel where their advantage doesn't make as big of a difference. When I see a weird coded message, other faction can read them. Ah, okay, yeah, because I have GM mode on right now, so I see it 1-to-1. Lackey Shorts, this is a continuation of a 4-part event that's been going on since August. It's a world PvP event put on by Kor Kron. There's like a narrative behind it that's been going on in this behind the scenes. So it's been pretty good. There are 4 points that the Horde need to capture in Dun Moreau. They're having trouble just getting to Dun Moreau, so I don't know what that means for the event. I mean, to be perfectly honest, they could have put up the same defense in Dun Moreau. So, like, if we looked at... Hold on, where's Dun Moreau? So they could have put up a very similar defense right here, but they haven't. So I guess they wanted to put up the defense here. Fair enough. I do think it means if the Horde dies in this zone, I'm not sure where that puts them as far as needing to graveyard walk, but I mean, they should have healers that can res them anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I am seeing some lightning bolts come in. Let's go into the tunnel, see what we can see. It looks like the AoE wall has been pushed in a little bit. Yep, plenty of Horde people. They're using this part right here as a little bit of a staging ground, it looks like. I don't see any blue names in the Horde. Just saying. Spirit Healer is North Wetlands. Oh, good to know. Thank you. I mean, I could go in the tunnel, but it's not going to be a lot to see. Well, it's going to be a lot to see, but it's going to be indecipherable. Oh yeah, no, I've definitely seen Alliance blue walling. It seems like the Horde has gotten pushed back. I mean, they're still fighting over the tunnel right now. Again, a tunnel's not really great to watch combat in because it's just particle effects and names. Thank you, Janice. I'm going to take a peek at the Discord and see if there's any updates or anything. The only message I see is from Spoils, who says, /PvP, you cowards. Calling out the honor of the Alliance, that's tough. All right, looks like the tunnel pushing has come out to about here. Get a little bit better of a view of it. And the Horde are working just to maintain their position on this staging ground between the two tunnels of Dun Al Gaz. I am seeing... I have GM mode on. If I put GM mode off, I can probably track at least where the Alliance are. Yep. All right, so we do have some people pushing in from the Alliance. They are paying the price to come in. Now, dying here, I think, counts as wetlands, so that might be a tough walk for some of the Alliance. I don't know. I'm imagining this does count as wetlands, right? Yeah. So I don't know if that changes any strategy for them. It does seem like they were stirred to action.
My promotion this week. Now time to celebrate and enjoy WoW PvP.
Well,
excited for the new Taran battleground.
Judging, thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. Congrats on the promotion. Thanks for sharing a couple shekels from it. It's great. I kind of had a feeling that this would be a lot more siege-like, given Ironforge's structures and the structures around it. So we might be here for the long haul, because I don't see Kor Kron getting disillusioned too quickly or getting demotivated. I don't think there's exactly a stop time for the event. Yeah, if they do die in Lochmadon, they can mass res behind enemy lines. Yeah, they could. I mean, I don't know if they would do that. They might, but it depends on their level of coordination, that kind of stuff. I mean, right now we're in wetlands, not Lochmadon, right? So I don't know where that would put them. I mean, if they died... Okay, here's a push from the Alliance. Big push. They're saying, get off our lawn. Now, from this big push, you're not going to see a single blue name, of course. Because I'm pretty sure wetlands is contested area, so the second you enter wetlands, you have to be flagged. The Alliance puts up a pretty dang good fight here. I'm not sure why that name is so big. It's making it so that I need to to turn that off. Yeah, it looks like the Horde has been pushed pretty much to the brink here. The Alliance has cleared out the Horde staging ground for this fight. With the Horde pushed out, can they push them out of wetlands? Because that would be the next step. Obviously, the Horde's going to have to regather their forces once more and see where they want to push. I mean, yeah, sure, Holy Bunny. 30 Paladins bubble and run in. I mean, yep. But here's the thing, like, they can do that, and that's a big advantage, but we can't imagine that Shamans don't have an advantage either in PvP scenarios. So, like, is it perfectly balanced? No, because no time ever is vanilla PvP balanced. Well, I mean, Rymansburg, yeah, you could say that that's lame, but you could also say that it's strategically sound. It's a little bummer that they didn't actually make it to, they didn't agree to, like, start the fight in Dunmorrow, where the first objective is. But, I mean, where the ride was going to be happening was public knowledge, and I don't know if anyone running the event said no, like, at least let us get to this point and then we can start fighting. I mean, we have to understand that even if the Horde were mega victorious, it wouldn't matter because you'd still be dealing with this siege-style warfare. It would end up being in, like, the Gates of Ironforge is very, very defensible. All right, looks like the Alliance are recouping. Let's go out a little bit, and they probably have some Alliance scouts here, seeing what's going on. Doesn't look like the Horde is here either. It does look like... Sorry, by the way, if I'm spoiled. I just wanted to see if there were still Horde forces gathering. Okay, I am hearing from Sunny the Hunter, who does, who like organized the whole event. That Sunny says, I accept defeat. We didn't even get to the first location. What a use of a tunnel. All right, well, there you go. So the Alliance had advance notice. They used the tunnels to maximum effect. There was a little bit of shenanigans with blue walling. I mean, I think that's always going to put a little bit of an asterisk on that. But, I mean, they still held the tunnel, and they were able to push the Horde back. So it wasn't just blue walling that won the day for them. Like, they actually had to have active combatants do it. I mean, also, Racula, you're kind of right. Would have been easier to take the tram to Ironforge. I mean, yep. Well... It does seem that there was a resounding success. I mean, again, this is part of a narrative, right? So, you know, there's always going to be a conceit with a narrative event, right? That there's, you know, some plausible spots where you're like, well, that isn't really what the combat's about, right? But, you know, because Sunny's been doing this in like a narrative style, it can be crafted as like the Alliance had like spies or scouts that let them know in advance of an attack, and they gathered early to stage an early defense of Dun Moreau. So it could be that. Server can't handle this many people. I mean, it seemed it wasn't chugging too bad for me. Blah. I mean, it wasn't the best, but like if I turn on nameplates, it gets real funky. I wouldn't want anyone to look at that. Yep. And Sunny graciously saying, I hoped we at least could have met at the first location, but as the first event, sometimes things change and world PvP happens. No matter the outcome, this shows what we are able to do when we work together and fight. Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, even outside of, you know, the more cynical people calling just straight up blue walling, that was like maybe, at best, maybe like 5%. Even then, I could only pick out a few people. The Alliance showed up and defended their land. And we have to remember, too, that, like, Ironforge is full of choke points. So, it's, obviously, if you have a lot of casters that can do the ranged AoE, it's very powerful. So it does seem like Chapter 4 is going to go to the Alliance. Well, you know, Blah, if you feel like it's a waste of time, I mean, you're entitled to feel that way. But what I like seeing is all these people coming out, and thrown down for a good scrap. I mean, obviously, it could have gone differently, right? The Alliance could have, like, you know, allowed the Horde to make the first contest point, like that first location in Dunmoreau, but, you know, they didn't. And as Sunny was saying, you know, world PvP happens. You can't be in control of everything. Yep, I mean, EXP, I understand. Like, we didn't have as climactic a struggle as we did maybe for the last session. You know, part of that was because of the nature where the fight took place. It was in a tunnel, so it wasn't as easy to see everything. And it was kind of just like a stalemate into just like, you know, a wet fart of an end. But I'm sure the I'm sure there's plenty of spice going around in Tel'abim general right now. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. I mean, if you guys have like a steak you're eating, you can just go to the Tel'abim general right now. You'll get all the salt you want. But that's, you know, it is what it is. And what I'm really happy about is how many people showed up. I think that's awesome. And it goes to show you how active and invested people on the server can be. And I think that's awesome. You know, not every single fight can be a guaranteed banger, guys. If they were all bangers, then none of them would be bangers. Think about that. Dracula. I like that. Yeah. Next, open field battle rules. Army comp needs to have 70% melee. I mean, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, if you do PvP, right? And I say this as someone who doesn't even do PvP. Even I know you got to have a thick skin. You're going to have complainers. You're going to have whiners. It's almost part of the game itself. It's almost its own meta game. And, you know, that's fine. Let's see, where's the, I'll play some of that. But, you know, the objectives were laid out. The Alliance decided to do with that information what they would. It's also war. Like, it's not meant to be fair. I'm sorry, Dominar. Like, I can't change what happens here. So Jenk, so blue walling is something that can only happen. It's essentially in lower level, leveling zones. What it is, if you are playing in those zones on a PvP server, you can actually unflag if it's an area controlled by your faction. So what some players can do is they will go in those zones, those sanctuary zones, long enough to deflag, but then they'll participate in PvP by, like, healing. And because they don't participate in a way that enables PvP, it makes it so that they can't really be targeted, but they can still help combat. It's definitely one of those things that I think it doesn't matter what side of the faction you're on. I don't think anyone likes blue walling. No one likes blue walling, because it's like, you know, it's participating in a fight, but not having any of the risk. Yeah, Dominar, like, you know, I can't change how they decide to fight it. Now our turn to gather up for Org, Undercity, or Org. I mean, listen, if you guys are gonna go raid a city, let me turn on And that way I can tell what you're saying. But I mean, after the event last time, I followed along as the Horde traipsed through Ironforge and killed. I think you guys took down Magni, and then you guys like went into Stormwind for a little bit. I don't think you got to what's his face? Bolvar. There it is. And I am seeing calls for an org raid. Interesting. We'll see if that happens. And Racula, don't compliment me on the music. I stole it all. It's all AI music. I only use it so I won't get copyright complaints from YouTube. Because that's how the world of content creation is nowadays. Let's see. Can I... Would you look at that? What's this? A little counterattack? Well, Dominar, here's your chance for some excitement. The Alliance, their blood is up, and they want more. Also, Slamassa, I apologize for appearing where you were. I did see a yell saying you were gathering up for an attack. I think it's only fair if you guys are going to attack and I follow the Horde in, I can follow you guys in if you're going to do an attack. Brandon, it's definitely smaller than Nordinar or Ambershire, but it's a much tighter community, I would say overall. It's probably usually like a third to maybe a fourth of whatever Nord is roughly. Somewhere between like 1,500 to 3,000, like roughly, just generally is what I see. Obviously those numbers change based on time zone and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Meow. Yeah, Meow's got it. Shout out to Meow. Sunny, ever the honorable warrior says, thanks to all the Alliance for killing me again, and saluting my dead corpse. Glad so many of you showed up. Though, I would have preferred a bit less. What a class act. Thank you, Sunny, for putting this on. I also know how much work you put into making this event. And, don't be discouraged because a couple people get salty or didn't work out in your faction's favor. I think you've been doing a great job to make these events. These have been really fun to follow. Again, I don't even PvP, and I find them absolutely so fun to watch. And I like the stories that are built up around them. Shout outs also to the RPGMs who we didn't get to see much of it, but they put things specifically in Dunmoreau for the event. And, we didn't even really get to see them in action, but I think that was a great move. The RPGMs do a great job. Technically, they really only do stuff for roleplay events, but sometimes events like this, even though it's not strictly roleplay, they'll actually help because it's more of like a general event. They don't generally do like parties and stuff like that, but for something like this, there's a bit of a narrative, and they'll definitely make way because this doesn't happen very often. And I love putting a spotlight on Tel'abim because it's a great community. Thank you, Drew. Oh, you know what? I'll come back to this because I think they're still forming up, but I wanted to take a look. Done. Oh, did I go to the... No, it's, what is the zone? Hold on. Dun Moreau, okay. No, that didn't work. Oh, there, it did work. Okay. I did want to go take a look. I think there were a couple of decorations and stuff over at the Gates of Ironforge that I wanted to make sure people saw, because the RPGMs, even though no one used it, like, this is still some pretty cool stuff they have. Yeah, see, they have some extra fences, and they got some extra guards, I believe. This is to help make it more of a choke point, you know. Look at these extra guards. You love to see it. Ugh, I hate the thief catcher. Every rogue of every stripe hates the thief catchers in all cities. They're so annoying. You're like, oh, I'm just walking around town doing stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, they saw me immediately. Exactly, Sonny. That's why I'm trying to show off some of the stuff that Sonny put in. You know, we saw some of these walls and the extra guards from the gnomes put in. Really cool stuff right here. And I think the other spot was over this way. Yeah, you can see the extra picket fences here, the extra guards. So it was like, you know, in the narrative of it, it was like the Alliance got word of this big push coming in. So, like, they doubled their guards. They put up extra barricades just in case. Looks like they're still gathering up. They're still picking off a couple people. Yeah, Buzz. Like that stuff, that new stuff was put in. That was put in for this event. Like the Horde didn't get that far, so we didn't get to see it. But it's still there. Also, I mean, you can also check that stuff out. I think that doesn't generally go away right away. So if you're playing on Tel'abim and you can get there, you can go check it out now. Oh yeah, Buzz, we're joining, this was chapter 4 of a narrative PvP event we're joining. It's literally just for Tel'abim. It's just stuff that the community made up. Yes. It's just set dressing. It's nothing like, there's not like new quests. Like they just put in some walls, some barricades, and some extra guards. I thought it was still pretty cool though. Meow, you're asking who, I would say, Slim Massa, that's SLIMASSA. I think they're the Alliance person organizing. I know, because I teleported to them. I didn't know there was a green dragon mount. Is that a... What is that? That's Emerald Drake? Where does that come from? Emerald Drake. Oh, it's just a rare drop off of Solnius. I didn't realize that was even there. All right. Exactly, Buzz, yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're still, I don't know if they're pushing in yet, but it looks like they are getting ready to go attack Ogremar. Now, little fun fact, I don't think was like their final plan, but as I understand it, you can get the head of faction leaders now as like a droppable loot. I don't know. I don't think that was in vanilla, right? Am I crazy for thinking that? I do remember someone mentioning it like a month ago or so. I remember it was like changed, like something about like you could like kill a faction leader, but they didn't drop any silver or something like that. Exactly, Sonny. Yeah, the event is sadly over, but as after every other event, it spawns impulsive world PvP. Exactly, because people are like, well, I didn't quite do what I wanted to do, so let's go do some more. And that's why I'm like, yeah, okay, so the event didn't go exactly how we wanted, but we still get to see some more action. I knew that would happen regardless. Unless the fight like was really protracted and long, I knew we'd see some more action. I think there's more Alliance riding up from Ratchet. And you know, another cool thing is even though the event didn't go maybe the way everyone wanted, it's also gonna like add to some of the drama and the story that goes back and forth on Tel'abim. Like these guys are good at ribbing each other. Most of it's good-natured. What happened to allies going to Org? I mean, they're gathering here, I guess. I'm imagining they're gathering here to make an attack. I can go to the gates of Orgrimmar and take a look, but I don't think anyone's gone there yet. Let me change my speed here. Yep, just got your general tent city out here. It's gonna be a dangerous tent city soon. Where is it? No one cares at the Horde. Horde players care. Incorrect. Some allies still spawn camp hordes in Loch Modan. I mean, that's not exactly the most compelling PvP there is. Looks like they're still gathering up. Yeah, I mean, not only is it boring, it just kind of like, it doesn't really like prove anything. It's not really challenging. You know, even to get into a PvPer's mind, the only thing I could see it giving an advantage to is getting under someone's skin. Getting some free oranges. Let's go. You have to, there is a world boundary here, so you'll, like, I can see all these people, but if I go this way, they all vanish. There's a world boundary. Yeah, and if they come back at a out of spawn, aren't they like worth less honor too? Hello, Sean John. So it's not like even really worth your while. Trying to see. Maybe there was There's too many heads. I could have sworn people were starting to get heads off of faction leaders, though. Am I crazy for thinking that? I guess they're not. I guess they're not. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, sweet. Free Healthstone. Look at this. I'm ready for raid, guys. I don't know how many more they're going to be waiting for. Well, I'm glad someone hunts him, meow. Someone needs to. This looks to be about around 40-ish. So it's probably just one raid's worth of alliance. Sorry, the amount of people I see riding wargs just throw me off. I'm like, huh, there's orcs here? No, but that's Snowball, right? Yeah, it's Snowball. I mean, obviously, I think any player can get them. I think there's store items, right, that are wargs. Yeah, I mean, anyone could ride a Kodo. Anyone could grab a warg, yeah, so. Mounts aren't, like, a perfect indicator, but it's usually a decent indicator. Alright, looks like they're riding up north. Some stragglers, but this looks like the Alpha Strike. We're gonna follow along with them. I'm sorry, I saw you, Viva, I'm sorry. I'll put GM back off. Do they know? Oh, I see. So they're going in through this gate. Okay. It's a nice little contingent. I'm sorry if I am giving away your attack vector here. Let's get into the next zone. There it is. Uh-oh. Jessic, you're gonna... Jessic, you might want to keep running, friend. No, Jessic, run! They're right on your tails. FX. Yeah, there's a little bit of zone shenanigans that happens right here. You'll see like them all kind of like spawn in. It doesn't look like there's much pushback from the Horde. Looks like just city guards here. The event actually ended pretty quickly. The Alliance won the contest. They didn't even get into Dunmoreau. They were held at one of the gates at Dun Algaz, essentially. Very convincing anti-mag with the human Halloween mask on. There's some Horde people here gathering up. Looks like they're retreating to maybe make a better last stand somewhere. The Alliance come barreling in. Not a problem. Cat over here attacks... How could you attack good old Ukranor? He's just a staff merchant. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get out of here, you cat. Huh, I didn't realize the spirit healer turns a little bit blue when they die if they're frozen. Alright, we got some fighting going on here in the promenade. Wibba just jumps in. Also, it's fair is fair. We'll check to see if there's any other blue wallers, and we'll name and shame them. We'll name and shame them. Should the need arise. No blue walling. Or you will be publicly shaved. All right, where's the entrance? Oh, geez, look at this. Cake bake? Shame. Warlockette? You're level 58, but still shame. Razgil? Shame. Morhoraga? Shame. Go flag. I can understand it a little bit more for people that kind of get caught in the crossfire when you have blue names running around. But at the same time, I'm like, come on, guys. If you're participating in the fight, at least have the cojones to actually flag up. Okay, it looks like the Horde did do a pretty strong counter push here. Shame. And you love to see it. All right. So that was today's special event presentation. I thought we'd catch a little more action. But I do have to go. I am raiding Kara 40 later today. I got to get ready. I have to prep myself. If I didn't already say so, I want to thank again all the people that made Chapter 4 possible. Of course, at the top of that list is Sunny from Kor Kron Enforcers, who started this whole thing back in August. Been doing a lot to engage with the wider Tel'abim community to make big world events like this happen, and is good-spirited the whole way, even if things don't work out the way you want them to. I'd like to thank both the Horde and Alliance participants. The numbers are really good. It was great to see so much participation. I would like to, once again, publicly condemn and shame anyone who participated in any fight today while blue walling. If you're going to participate in a fight, flag. Don't be that guy. Also, big shout outs to the RPGM. I think it was Zorazar. Thank you for helping to put this together. Even though people didn't get to see your work, you do a great job. Thank you for supporting Tel'abim, even though it's not exactly an RP event. They love this stuff. They eat it up. They'll talk about this for months. And also, thank you for watching. I know not everyone here is from Tel'abim, but some of you just come to watch, just like me. It's great. If you can stomach a little PvP and like a nice tight-knit community, Tel'abim's where it's at. They're very welcoming. I think also leveling's slightly easier here too. I think it has still has a modifier on it from way back. And of course, just generally thank you to the Tel'abim community for always welcoming your little nosy news orc who jumps in every now and then and gives a spotlight on you guys. You guys are always warm and welcoming and always so supportive. And you've been supportive of my other stuff that has nothing to do with Tel'abim. So thank you as well. So we're going to leave it there for now. May all your future fights end in honor and glory. I'll do my normal sign-off, which is take care of yourself, take care of one another. When you're playing games, make sure you're having fun, because that's the point. And as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Bye, guys.